something extraordinary is about to unfold. Over the next several weeks, Dr. Paul Drouin will unveil a powerful new series of music videos, a stunning visual journey through his life, his calling, and his groundbreaking career. Created in conjunction with his highly anticipated new book, The Medicine of Consciousness, a doctor's journey beyond conventional medicine, set to be released later this year, this series brings his story to life like never before. Using the latest advancements in AI-driven music and cinematic video creation, each release blends innovation with inspiration, transforming decades of experience in holistic health, alternative medicine, and the founding of Quantum University and Project Noosphere into an immersive audiovisual experience. This is more than a series of videos. It's the story of a doctor who stepped beyond convention, who explored the frontiers of consciousness, and who helped pioneer a new vision of medicine for the world. New videos will premiere each week. Be among the first to witness this extraordinary journey. Subscribe to the Quantum University YouTube channel and experience every powerful release as it unfolds. The journey begins now.
Welcome to this next chapter. It's about winning the singularity. We previously spoke about, mastering singularity. This video is very personal. It's a chapter where I share with you an intimate moment. I am in this state of singularity, of course, in meditation. And you have to understand, the book, I have written many of these moments, and it doesn't mean you experience every time the same thing. But of course, my inner experiences relate to what I called previously the Omega point, Teilhard de Chardin, and this concept of evolution that evolved to this ultimate goal. And this is what reflect this experience. And let me share with you that it's not all the time easy to express when you are in this state of singularity, put it in words. And it doesn't mean you will experience the same thing. No, it will be reflect accordingly to your inner experience, your relation with the source. So for everyone is different. And of course, in myself, in my life, I had this unique moment, where you are in this space where you communicate with the source. So I hope you enjoy this, and again, it's very personal. It's very personal. And sometimes you may think it's a little bit mystic. It's you to judge, but again, it's reflecting when you are in this transcendence, when you go beyond the mind, when you experience the source, what can be expressed. It's unique. It's revolution your life. It's revolution your work, and how you will express it in the world. So enjoy this moment within singularity, and we talk after that. Thank you.
In the singularity, in the stillness beyond thought, where no name remains, I enter the breathless space, a silence vast as creation itself. No temple stood there, only a vibration, the hum before light, the whisper of the word becoming word. I did not see, I saw, the source turned its gaze inward, and I dissolved in that seeing, every boundary melted, like morning frost upon the eternal flame. by, a river of gold climbing the ladder of stars. My brain became a cathedral of fire, each neuron a candle in the windless night. Gamma waves, the songs of God sang through my skull like wings. I felt the universe inhale through me, galaxies spun upon the rhythm of my pulse. Time folded like silk, and all I had ever been was drawn into the one who watches. In that brilliance there was no fear, for I had become the light I adored. Christ was not above nor beyond. He was the pulse of every atom, the radiant intense breathing me. The cross dissolved into a sphere, and I hung suspended in its center, a point of awareness between the beginning and the end. I heard the voice that has no sound. I am the silence you have entered. I am the thought before your thought, the healer within your healing. You are not the seeker, you are the found.
Tears became light and light became prayer. I saw through the eyes of creation. Mountains were breathing ocean, chanting the name of the one. Every cell bound in recognition. Every atom mirrored eternity. There was no return, only expansion, no death, only surrender. The self I had cherished was but a ripple in the sea of being.
Now I am that sea remembering itself, moving as love through form. Oh, luminous presence, you are the pulse behind the pulse, the song that shapes the stars. To know you is to vanish into endless radiance, to stand at the heart of the singularity, where nothing and everything unite. When I open my eyes, the world is still there. Trees, faces, the slow turning of the sun.
But all of it glows from within. Every breath repeats a name. Every breath presents amen.
As I said, it's very intimate, and then let's pursue this conversation with Dr. Tara.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another very special live masterclass with Dr. Paul. Wow, these music videos are so beautiful. Dr. Paul, it's always such a pleasure to have these conversations with you. And today we are going to explore a very fascinating subject that really brings together consciousness, neuroscience, meditation, gamma brainwaves, and noosphere. And to everyone joining us today live, we want you to be part of this interactive conversation. Please put your questions in the chat as we go. I'll be watching them, and we'll bring as many of your questions as possible into our conversation with Dr. Paul. So, Dr. Paul, I'd like to begin with something that is at the heart of your teachings, the singularity within. So let's start with this question. What distinguishes the experience of singularity within from ordinary state of meditation?
Yeah, so when you are in this state without a singularity, there is a signature associated with it. This is the gamma wave. And not every technique of meditation brought you in this experience. We have seen this also with experiment that has been done with monks that I meditate for many years. And when I put together the PCM meditation, that was the objective. It's like you want to go beyond the mind, because you can have what we call the mindfulness meditation, which is more like an alpha brainwave signature, which is good. And, it's a state where you feel good, you relax, and you can do this with your imagination, seeing yourself either, with a specific relation or walking on the beach. But, as you go deeper in these meditation state, and then Dr. Dispenza also has, document this with brain scan. And, he holds this seminar, and at some point, people fall in this singularity moment, and then he can capture the brain wave, the gamma brain wave that are associated with it. So in other words, it's a meditation where we go beyond. Go beyond is like you go beyond the mind, you transcend. And when I study in Switzerland, we were all the time talking about this. It's called the fourth state of consciousness, a state where, you don't experience the world from, the thought, the thinking, the opinion. No, you experience from a 0 point. Others, I define this as, the 0 point. Nassim is talking about this too. The singularity point. So it's like an experience that you go deeper within yourself. And it can happen not only in meditation, because, you will see in my book, I describe an experience where I was going in Egypt and I was in the king chamber, and that happened, sudden, instantly, another moment of my life too. So it revealed something that is deeper. And then when you practice meditation every day, you accustom yourself with this experience, and this is what I try to translate in this video, and myself, of course, I am have this background, and I was very, and I would say impressed in my young age, I think 16 years old, 18, listening Teilhard de Chardin about this idea of the universe evolving toward more complexity and toward this ultimate point. And then later on in my study, I figure out this is what he called the singularity moment. So in other words, we all evolving toward this. It's not unique. And, Christ is the same thing. You have this, the personal Christ, what I say, that is revealed through the Bible, but you have also a cosmic one. The presence of Christ is also in other religion, this point of convergence of, experience the source, and we can identify to this. So, I hope I answered your question. And put this in word, it's very difficult, when you are in this moment, they could be very fast, or they could be, if you are accustomed to it now, they could be, longer. And why it's so important? Because you can manifest more when you have that level of refinement. And then later on, I compare this to AI. AI has like an horizontal span of gathering all the information, and this is what they talk singularity, which is different than diving within yourself and reaching the source, which is more vertical movement within. AI doesn't have this capacity to give meaning or to experience the I would say the subtlety. This subtlety. This is very unique. So and hopefully you know the I would say the whole people, human being, more and more experience these moments, and discover other dimension of themselves. Everybody knows that we are not at our full potential, as long we don't touch, we don't experience the source of it.
Amazing. That's such an important distinction. What is especially very fascinating is that we are not simply talking about relaxation or quieting the mind, but we are actually accessing a very different level of awareness and connection. I think that's really help us understand why singularity within can be so important experience. So is there a point for someone that's new? Is there a point when someone actually recognizes, okay, I'm no longer simply meditating. Something fundamentally different is happening in my state of consciousness?
Yeah, it's very when you experience these things, it's very striking. It's you don't question yourself. It's like, wow, what's happened to me? Uh, and the meditation is like I will say a gravitation movement toward that source. And it's a movement where you learn to need passivity, surrounding. And this is what is the PCM. First of all, you use a sound, which is, non associated any religion. It's like neutral. And then observing that sound, it's refined. And little by little go toward the source. It's a gravitational movement. Most of the time, we go the other way around. You are in a survival mode. You run outside to find a solution and temper your anxiety and fear or control the environment. Now it's more a movement within where you abandon yourself and naturally you will be attracted to this source. And then, of course, there is more other component to the PCM meditation. This is what we teach. I'm not saying this is the only technique, but if you look at the tradition, either you observe your breath or you observe the movement of your thought.
Mm.
And this is how you reach that point. You have to let go the control. In other words, this is not the me that is looking for
Surrender,
power.
that moment of surrender.
It's a surrounding. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And is the singularity within something that anyone can learn to access, or does it require years of meditation and spiritual practices?
Oh no, there was a time they thought, oh, the only people that they can experience this are monk, isolating themselves. But not today. It's something that is available to everybody,
Yes.
and even kids, can. And more spontaneous you are, better it is. More less construct you have, to control things, better it is. So no, it's available to everybody. But let it go, surround yourself, go toward this gravitational movement toward the source. It's not necessarily what you learn, it's like it's not the way most of the time you structure to control things. You to master a thing around and looking for power. It's not necessarily this. It's like a movement that you have to let go the ego and embrace the self within.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Paul. So in this beautiful music video, we are talking about gamma wave and consciousness. So are gamma waves just a neurological phenomenon, or as you mentioned, something like a signature, or could be a part of an expanded state of consciousness. So, what is the difference? Is it some neurological phenomenon or not?
Yeah, the gamma wave itself is just a signature of an experience that you have within. So this is what we're talking about. It's not the phenomenon by itself. It's just, when you are in sync, brain and heart. And Greg Galbaden talked a lot about this synchronicity between heart and brain. So there is like, in some way, you're in a state of unification, integration. So this thing, of course, happened more. And this is what he's talking about too. It's like you have a potential that is not tapping, you know. So it's a process of integration. Not saying only meditation can access this, but maturity and, I would say, inquiry within, and you know this is what we teach at Quantum University. And I'm not it's not a religious thing. No, it's a natural thing. In other words, the whole world is evolving toward this point. It's not even obvious for everybody because we see war and we see contradiction and we see, it's today especially, but everyone is polarized in some type of opinions. And there is even war of religions. This is something that we have to transcend. We need to enhance this perspective, of experiencing life, where there is unity, integration, and not division,
That's amazing. And well, we always also talk about this collective consciousness. So when we experience that state of consciousness, and can this individual experience of gamma coherence contribute to the evolution of collective consciousness as you
Oh,
already.
absolutely. And this is what is noosphere. In other words, they have also made study. They realize that more people reach this point, are in a state of coherence. This has an impact on the collective. In the 80s, studies was done where more people were meditating together. They would create a harmony, social harmony. And you can see it also in a little scale, when people start to tap in this, creating harmony in their family. Oops. And around them. So we not people think, okay, I'm going to a health challenge. They think they are alone. No, working on themselves, establishing harmony will also help other to, you know, uh, uh, be more balanced. This is what I say. Heal yourself, heal the world, and healing, it's not just an absence of disease, this is very limited, so it's more like releasing your inner potential of harmony and peace. So, and the Project Transfer has been created for that, it's like, of course, when we have health challenge, it's not just person, it's collective. When you heal yourself, yes, it impacts everybody around. In other words, reaching this potential, reaching this harmony within, create harmony around you. And this is why the noosphere was created, and this is what students or anybody is invited to participate, because even though you eat, you have challenge, you you're not alone, and healing yourself will also impact people, and the other way around. So sometimes we're just focusing on releasing our own problem, but we need to be connect with other people. Many people has to go to some adversity. So in other words, when you solve this, you bring this for others. This is helping you in return. So this is why, creating noosphere, and I speak also in my book about it. It's about to having this awareness that you're not alone. Healing yourself will help others, and at the same time, sending healing intention to others will come back to you. So you're not just focus on your own, challenge, but you focus on the challenge of the others. Oh yeah, absolutely. There is a collective aspect to it.
Basically, heal yourself and heal the world, as you always say that. We need to heal ourselves, and then that collective consciousness can heal everyone around us. That's wonderful. So we have a question, actually, Roberta. One time I felt transported during a meditation that I had set an intention for. When I came back to uh, present consciousness, I was actually in a different room. How do you explain that, Dr. Paul?
Oh
How
yeah, this is what
I
we're
moved.
talking.
Yeah,
We're speaking about it. When you get this moment of grace, you come back different.
that's
And it's like it makes things, change in you that will not be accessible other ways. It's very unique. And this, what she described is this is exactly what we're talking about. It's not exactly the same tone, but this is what I call a transcendent moment where she is, in other space, in more close to the source. And then when you come back, a little bit of you is changed. There's no doubt about it. And this is and bring probably, I will ask her, do you feel better? Do you feel, this has, do you think few aspect of your life has changed? I will look at this. So this is what we're talking about.
She mentions that I had a magnificent breakthrough and an experience that I have shared with others, and they found the information that I saw with a different eye. Wow, that's incredible. Thank you.
Exactly, this is what we talk about. And we have this meditation at the last graduation we have, we create a room, kind of,
Healing chamber.
associated to the healing chamber. And we ask people what they were experiencing, and many of them came with different set of experience. And some, could be so deep that, of course, they change the course of your life and, your relation. So imagine now you do this every day. You get in touch with the source and you come back and you come back and forth. And at the same time, you start to create this light within, and this, I call the child within, but this is the thing associated what we call the rainbow body. The rainbow body is kind of a perfect luminous, aspect of yourself. And you build more and more this, and then this is what little by little, heal you, or transform you, and, the way you think. And
Yeah, amazing. Thank you for sharing your experience. Everyone, if you please share your experience with us. Have you ever experienced a moment when you felt that your awareness, you expanded beyond your ordinary sense of self? We would love to hear that. Please share in the chat. And as you know, Dr. Paul, science always wants to measure everything. So, what can this state of consciousness that we experience, can we actually measure it with the different devices that now there are available? So, with not directly, indirectly, and how accurate they can be?
Okay, this is very, very interesting question. Dr. Goswami, at some point in our program, he speak about this because it's a non-local experience. So technically, you cannot measure it directly. You can measure it indirectly by the effect that is created on you, but you don't communicate with it. And there's, how you communicate. This is the whole challenge. How this affect you, be sure that they will impact your health or they may have effect. So we have indirect measurement. So you remember when we done the experience of the healing chamber, then we
Definitely.
saw the biofilm, the GDV, showing the different results, an alignment of the chakra, and the neural check also done give another feedback. But these not necessarily scientific measurement, but they witness that something is happening, indirectly. And then the blood is incredible. The blood, when tradition said the blood, is the seat of the soul. If you look at the blood, not quantitative, in other words, qualitative. And this is what some scientists have a hard time to grab their mind. So I compare the blood, it's a water liquid, it's a plasma. And what the experiment of Emoto with water, in some way we can also expect something in the blood because he showed that the water crystallized differently if you send, love thought. Same thing with the blood. And we have a way to monitor the oxidative stress, the coagulation cascade. In other words, when you do an experience on the blood, you can see these changes when the blood evolves toward more, coherence. The
Yes.
coagulation cascade is changed and there is less oxidation. I saw, striking experience. I was in Quebec and one day a lady, 36-year-old, breast cancer, very advanced, look at the blood, a lot of oxidative stress, and this is what you show also in your tests, in your class, uh, uh, the blood at your fingertip, and then we look before and after. And before a lot of oxidation, and the lady where, we had like a prayer group under her was totally perfect. Unfortunately, down the road, 2 weeks later, the blood was back where it was because nothing was changed. The same condition of stress, the same condition of trauma, and so ever. But you could see that movement in the blood tower, less oxidative stress. So in other words, this is indirect. I cannot say, hey, it's direct. I cannot say it's scientific. It's a qualitative observation of the blood, so you can monitor this. You have also, what else? Neural check is one of them.
Uh, Heart rate variability, actually, like, yeah, with the neural check, we had measured biofield with biowell and blood. Yes, those of you that you are new to Quantum University, this is a experiment we had with distance healing, basically. We had a subject study and well, in Hawaii, and Dr. Paul was leading the meditation, and we did all group meditation. And then before and after the meditation, we checked with neural check, we checked with biowell and also blood, and the results were incredible. So we have those videos now. Still, we have them in YouTube. You can just go back and watch. That was the results for incredible. So
So,
yeah,
and I talk about these experiments in my book too, right?
yes, yes, yes.
And another one I'm thinking about heart rate variability. In other words, and HeartMath has done a lot of study on this. you create you improve the heart rate variability. This is also an indirect sign of the results. So in other words, not directly, indirectly, but for me.
Monitor, we can monitor and the difference in this.
So we're talking about something, of course, there's still research to do. We still need to refine our assessment, but we already have, like, I would say, red flag to see and then sometimes it's I would not say fate, but in some way persistence. In other words, it may happen like Deepak Chopra spontaneously overnight. You have this moment and everything is balanced, but most of the time it's more progressive, and at the same time has to be applied, coaching that in some way change, the way, the feelings, the change, the choice, the way you experience life. There is also, and this is what we see in our Taoist medicine, what kind of emotion who could have been create that. In other words, you can have your miracle today, but tomorrow you still eat the same thing. You still hate people around, no forgiveness. This has to be in some way also adjust. I remember this guy, after an event like this, he was at the intensive care. He had cardio failure, kidney failure, heart attack, embolie pulmonaire, all these, you die, okay? So we had like an experience like this prayer group. The guy, of course, couple of weeks after he was getting out of intensive care, but at some point never changed his habits. It's like he took back his old, and sometimes they don't aware of this. It's like, what condition that previously has created these imbalance in some way need to be addressed. And this is through coaching, awareness, and this is what we teach in our curriculum. And we teach all this to be able to identify these, I would say, condition that has to be changed. So I guess, yeah, miracle can happen, but in some way, if you keep eating the same soup, whatever, it's
Exactly. Yeah.
something. And this is where sometimes it's not easy. Let go anger and change habits. And people most of the time will choose to, oh, I rather keep my anger, not forgive. Yeah. So,
So
and
now,
this chapter where I said the road the less taken. In other words, when they come at this crossroad, they have to let go things and go in a path that is an unknown, because
exactly, yeah.
everybody knows you will choose a known instead of an unknown that should be your way to heal. So it's human being will go maybe the opposite. They will go outside of themselves, try to find solution. They will hold on things that really are not good for them. This is where the coach, the healer, the doctor should be guiding them.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Paul. So, I wanted to bring another topic that we know these days everybody is talking about biohacking technology. And now that we have a very interesting uh, new biohacking practitioner course coming up next month, which is in person, hands-on training. So, as you know, we hear so much today about biohacking technologies designed to optimize the brain and body. The question is, where does consciousness fit within biohacking? Could learning to regulate our own consciousness, reaching to that singularity within, ultimately be one of the most powerful form of biohacking?
Yeah, so the biohacking course we put together kind of address all these issues. Because in some way, of course, technology is good, okay? Especially now you have the PMF, the red light, other technology to kind of enhance the life force of individual. And most of the time when you are challenged by a problem, people get exhausted, the life force is going down. And you need this life force, but at the same time, we have integrated this biohacking, concept that we're talking about now. In other words, the transcendent thing. So we talk about the healing chamber. We talk about, these modality then can add depth to the approach. So because if you just think that, a device can solve the whole thing without addressing the subtlety, the consciousness part of this problem, the underlying cause. So if you ignore that and you think, oh, I can just have a red light and it will fix everything, this is why biohacking in some way, has a negative part. It's people think, okay, we can cheat, we can have shortcut, but at the same time, your human potential is not just shortcuts. It's really to address the problem at their roots, and this is where it is our biohacking class. It combines both together. It aligns with what we are teaching at Quantum University. I think it's a pretty unique course. And also take in consideration, you are doing your PhD, you are a doctorate in natural medicine, you need to have some practicum. So, and this biohacking can be 1,000-hour practicum. So, and really initiate you what it is teach and concretely and practically inside our curriculum, because it's not just, hey, consciousness and I do whatever and then I just meditate. No, it's like at the same time, there is something work to do on yourself, and there is technology out there that are uh, fantastic, So
Yeah.
this is where what knowledge will be exposed to these biohacking workshop.
Thank you, Dr. Paul. Thank you. And is there anything I didn't ask and you would like to share and add to this interesting topic?
Yeah, do we have any more questions?
Not, no. Please.
Okay, so if we resume, it's like, it's this, and this is what I recommend most of the time. When you start the course, you have two ways to learn. One, of course, is more academic. You have to integrate some knowledge. But the other one, more important, because you are at Quantum University, you need a technique to go beyond, to start to explore what is consciousness and have an experience of the source. And no matter your background, spiritual, or you're religious, not religious, this is belong to everybody. In other words, it's like you study, you're trying to go deep and not try to understand everything with your mind. That would not maybe sufficient for now, but down the road it will not be. And at the same time, doing this is kind of preparing to yourself to this AI competition, because we also use AI. We have coach, we have mentor AI, but in a way to deliver the information, because today it's very difficult to compete with the capacity of an AI to gather all the information together. And this is what we have work at Quantum University. We have work AI mentor AI that can help you, the practitioner, to lay out a diet for the client, you know, pick the right homeopathic and so on. This is very helping. It's a complement, in other words, you don't lose yourself, in protocol and everything. But at the same time, you need to go a little bit deeper. And I saw this with my students. It's amazing. Some are doing different work, different field. They apply the concept we're talking about. And so this is what is important. And then what we saw today is like, hey, what could be an experience in singularity moment? I share one of mine, it's like particular to me. Yours will be probably different. But like this lady, she said, oh, I went somewhere. I came back. I was a different person. So in other words, who is not looking for this state of unity, unify, integrate, life at different level? And I think I could discover about today what we have to say. And then plus, you're invited. We in a week, we will be at Las Vegas talking about these. Myself, the biofield, yourself, the biohacking workshop. And then you will have like, very good group of students graduating. It's all the time very impressing. That could be inspire you if you are in just studying and maybe think, oh, it's so far away, and see others that went to the studies. And then in September, maybe you're ready to jump in this biohacking class workshop.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Paul. I think today's conversation gave us so much to reflect on because we are looking at something that's basically sits in the intersection of science, consciousness, and, as you always say, humans' full potential. Thank you, everyone who joined us today, and thank you. And please join our next. Continue to join us for our upcoming live masterclass, Dr. Paul, and bring your questions and we really love to see you if you're graduating this month. See you soon in your graduation. And thank you, Dr. Paul, for being with us today. Looking forward to our next masterclass soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.